Indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon,
yes,
and the Ivorians. You were there in Namibia. You saw the 3 African teams. This is the first time 3 teams from Africa will be going to the FIFA Women's World Cup. What are the chances from what you saw in Namibia of the teams, the Super Falcons? I remember we talked about it. Now that we are qualified for the World Cup, how do we prepare? Maybe after the draw and the official countdown begins, we can begin to find out exactly from the NFF and the coach of the Super Falcons how we will be getting ready for the World Cup.
Well, Tony, out of the 3 countries that will fly Africa's flag, Nigeria is the most experienced. You know, and Nigeria.
And we are the only ones that have been that are always there. Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire have not been there.
They haven't been there. So it's going to be very difficult for them, their first experience. But the Cameroonians have players in Europe. Most all of them are in Europe.
So that will count for
something for them. They are Ivorians. This is their first time. Much is not expected from them. Personally, I wanted the Bafana to be the 3rd country because of the way they prepare for tournaments. They prepare very well. They invest so much. They bank on
all of that.
You know, so that would be a reference point to the 2 other countries. You know how we prepare in this part of the world. But most times we get trophies when we don't prepare well. In 1999, when we go to the quarterfinal, it was out of nothing. That is our best achievement.
It's time for us to either equal it or better it. You know, it's time for us to better it.
It starts from now. It starts from now. By the time the draws are held on December 6th,
and you know who you are coming up against,
then you should start preparing from that period. We don't need to wait till a month or 2 months to the World Cup, and then we start running from pillar to pole. We need to start preparing now. Successes are not by coincidence. We need to start preparing because these are the best teams.
Success that you plan for is the one that endures.
Absolutely.
The ones that you don't plan for, they come and go, touch and go. But I mean, one of the things that the girls talked about, because you were there when they came back and they were talking about the World Cup, they said just give us friendly matches.
Yes, not just they said they
not against African teams.
They want international friendly
matches.
Because England have already started. They played Germany just last week here. Although the Germans won 3-0 at Wembley, but that is a big one for you to have organized such a friendly, high-profile one for the English girls to actually play. That's already preparations. But Nigeria, we don't even know when the girls will be called to camp. We don't even know when they will start camping. We don't even know the girls that will be playing. But I know that's kind of early. But at least by now, we should start playing friendlies like what other countries are doing. And these countries that are already playing friendlies, they are far better than us in terms of their women's league, money-wise and everything you can think of, logistics and all that. But we don't even really have the luxury of that. But the only luxury we can have is for Nigerian Football Federation to actually see how they can organize international friendlies for the girls, and also on a training tour. Not the training tour that will just be like 2 weeks to the tournament. Definitely not. You can have it like a month, like 3 months to the tournament. In January they can have one, then maybe in March another one, then towards the end of the tournament you can have another one. By the time they do that, there's no way the girls will definitely not perform, because it's just in them. It's something that is inbuilt, that whenever they go for tournaments, bonuses, no bonuses, money or no money, they just want to go out there to fight for it and to want to win it. And of course they have a good coach who knows his players, he understands all his players, and so it's going to be an easy one for him. As I believe Edwin Okon will be left to actually handle the girls at the World Cup. So when you have all these things at your disposal, you have the players, you have the coach, all you need is just that international friendly. So if they can do that, I think the girls will definitely better the record they had far back in 1999.
Yeah, and I want to agree with you, because the World Cup is taking place in June.
Yes.
And that's June, 6 months. You have a whole 6 months to prepare.
Yes.
And the challenge really is for the Nigerian Football Federation and Edwin Okon to submit a program that will start from now. And ensure that these girls are adequately prepared.
Immediately after the draw. If possible, they can also go for the draw.
Yeah.
You can select
of course, the coach should be at the draw. The coach should be at the draw, and that should give him some opportunity to begin to arrange friendly matches against teams that play like the teams that will be in his group.
Yes.
Leading up to the World Cup in June next year. So now that the girls are there, we hope that the preparations will be better. They can, like when they were preparing for the African Women's Championship, they were playing guys. They were playing boys. So
they can't play boys, right? This is definitely not the time to play boys, because you're not to be playing. You're not playing.
Boys made them very strong and made them African champions.
You can't.
So who says they can't play boys again?
Shouldn't be at the end of the day, that shouldn't be what you would just play. Fine, you play boys, but you play boys like maybe 2 games, and that's all. But definitely that's not the only thing you would do. Because next year now, maybe it's a blessing for the Super Falcons, Super Eagles, I'm sorry to say this, but Super Eagles did not qualify for the Nations Cup. So they have all the money, the resources, the time and everything.
Okay,
so there's really no distraction.
No,
really, there's no distraction for them. Usually they will tell you that they have too many tournaments to prepare for. That was what happened at the AWC
so
because they're preparing for.
The monies can go for the Falcons now.
All they need to do, just channel all the money, everything.
Yeah, but there's still under 20, there's still the Olympic team. There's still a lot.
But this is bigger. This is a World Cup.
This is the World Cup. Anyway, I agree with you that the NFF and Coach Enino Cone really, after the draws are held on the 6th of December, they have about 6 to 7 months to prepare, and I hope that they will get the best of preparations. But let's stay with the women's game, Sisi. Today, the end of the league, Women League, came to a close today. So take us through, because we already knew before the last round of games that it was going to be a lot of miracle or prayers from other teams for Rivers Angels not to win. But they did it in grand style. Went to Samuel Ogbomodiya Stadium and beat Edo Queens at home.
3-1. And of course, Aziza Doshola, the Golden Girl, scoring a brace in that one. Stella Mbachun, she has refused to grow old anyway. She was also on the score sheet. Imbom Angels and Sunshine Queens. Sunshine Queens, not really a good weekend for them. They lost the Federation Cup to Rivers Angels 2-0, and and they lost to Ibom Angels by 2-0. Nasarawa Masons and Pelican Stars. Pelican Stars picking up late, they won this one by a lone goal, and Delta Queens and Bayelsa Queens, it ended goalless. So by tomorrow we'll definitely hear from the body how the table is going to look like, because some results were actually nullified. Adamawa, because of what happened to them, they didn't play most of their games and all that. So all the games that they played, the results would not be counted.
So is it that they pulled out?
We know
that in the Women's League it's difficult for you to say teams are relegated or promoted, but we know that there is a professional league as well, where teams gain promotion and come to the Premier League and teams drop up. So what is the true position now with Adamawa Queens? Is it that they are relegated or they are withdrawn from the league?
That will be the situation, because they said they want to play in their home, they want to play at home, and because most times they leave their home to play with other teams, but teams only want to go there to play. So these security issues were actually at stake, and at the end of the day, most of the matches were not held. So the body will definitely come up with something. Maybe Nigerian
Women League
will have to intervene and see what is going to happen with Adamawa. I think they may not just be in the league next season because of what happened. But if you look at the table, at the time we're calculating the table and all that, they were actually at the bottom. But from tomorrow, we should know how the table stands, because all the games are ended today. Tomorrow, we should know how the game stands, how the log stands, and the teams that are going down and those that are staying up. But we know the teams are definitely staying up. Rivers Angels, Sunshine Queens, Pelican.
Rivers Angels are the champions. They are all double champions of Nigeria football.
Likes of Edo Queens and Edo Queens, Delta Queens, Bayelsa Queens, of course, for Adamawa, these teams may not just be in the top flight next season.
But Rivers Angels very dominant. Aziza Doshola, fantastic season. Scored 2 goals again today. Easily the most outstanding woman footballer this year across Africa.
Absolutely, Tony. She's in the form of
on Sunday, she inspired Rivers Angels in this game against Sunshine Queens to winning the Federation Cup. Today, she has inspired Rivers Angels into winning the Women's League.
Yeah, she's in the form of her life, and she still has age on her side, and that is to the advantage of Nigeria. To make use of this lady, at least for the World Cup now. If we have players like Aziza Doshola and the rest, we can go far. But on an individual basis, she has been quite phenomenal. Starting from the Under-20 Women's World Cup, she won the MVP, won the highest goal scorer. She replicated the form at the African Women's Championship, as she has continued in that form. That shows consistency. That shows that she has kept herself in good shape for all these tournaments, and we must continue to give kudos to Oshoala for what she has been able to achieve in the past 1 or 2 years.
All right, so that's it. So Sisi, we'll get more updates from you around what happens to the table, because the NFF Annual General Assembly has already ratified the table even before the last round of matches are played. So we expect that we will have an idea of what is happening to Adamawa Queens particularly going forward. All right, it's time for us to go on a quick break. Sisi, we must thank you so much for your time on the show. We hope to see you soon.
Always.
Yeah, as always. We'd like to see you again and again and again. But we'll go on a quick break now, and this time we take you to